call.
Dan.
Here.
Dawn.
Here.
Eric here. Trudy.
Here.
Lori.
Here.
Chris.
Here.
Matt. Sue. Yes.
We had the agenda. We added the fireworks committee to under G on new business. Any other changes, additions?
Yep.
Motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make the motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? September minutes. That's
Okay.
what I was trying to
They're
read.
getting prettier and prettier every
Yes,
time.
nicely done.
It is kind of, isn't it? Can I print off an extra copy? What's this? I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Financial report.
Okay, we have, a balance of $158,529.28. We did have a, consumer's bill for $36.31, and we have the DDA, or sprayers for the sidewalks that, Doug, Schofield purchased for washing our,
Just so everybody knows, that I approved personally because they had time to do the spraying of the sidewalks for the sealer. And,
they needed a sprayer.
they needed those things. And we had already approved the money on when we were going to pay Tyler for it. So I just assumed everybody would be good with that.
And of course, we made our loan payment. So that was it.
Any other questions on the treasurer's report? Motion to approve?
I'll should do that. Eric.
I'll second that.
Is that Lori or Chris?
Chris.
Chris. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Safe routes to school, we have not gotten anything, any other, people commenting on that or sending any, letters to us other than the last 2 months ago. We have not gotten anything posted on the, website for, bids for, feasibility.
No, but I was at an MCOG, in their annual meeting on Friday. And I'm trying to plan a phone call meeting with Denise Klein. They do some feasibility study work. I'm happy to ask about that, and once that meeting gets set up, I'll let the DDA know, so if somebody wants to sit in,
Yeah.
you're more than welcome
Yeah,
to.
let me know and,
Yeah, I don't know if she's gonna come in person or we're gonna do it over the phone again. She was on her way to another meeting when I saw her. But anyway, no, we haven't posted that yet,
okay.
so,
That partly my fault too, because, Quinn Ridley I was going to get together with him and set up what we needed.
Yep.
And I've been hunting.
yeah.
Well, I'll be honest, I haven't done anything for a few weeks.
Well, and so, I don't know, Denise is out this week, she's at an annual conference for planners, so, we're gonna try to connect when she returns to the office after.
And I'll try to get a hold of Quinn in the
Yeah.
meantime too and get that
I
set.
wonder if there's any RFPs in the archives in here from past, I don't know, we'd have to read.
That would be so old because the last time we did one was for feasibility study was for the Oh, we did one for the streetscape. But I don't know how that one was worded because it was different type of thing.
Okay.
The
Well,
safe routes to school. I'll get a hold of Quinn and get that, see what he says on that.
Yeah.
And, go from there. We had that one company that said they would do it, but we haven't heard anything back from them, have we?
performance?
Yeah,
No, but I'm meeting with them on Wednesday, so I'll try to remember that too.
okay.
Yeah. You're on headache.
And that's all on the safe routes to school pathway expansion for this point. Sealing of the sidewalks, Doug came to me a month and a half ago. Actually called me when I was in the UP and said they had time that they could do the sealing, cleaning of the sidewalks and sealing. I don't know if people have walked around and looked, but it really looks a lot better with the sealer on it. He needs 5 more gallons to finish the project, and he's checking on that where we got it from. And I don't. He had a name today, so he was checking with them. If not, I'm going to get a hold of Tyler and see where he ordered it from. He said the spraying goes on pretty good. He's got about 30 hours in it right now. And I went out on a limb and said, yes, we would pay for it because we already okayed the money for Tyler to do it, and I figured that would be fine. It looks really good. And I did talk to him today about doing the white part of the sidewalks themselves, maybe next year. We were going to check in and see, there's 2 schools of thought on that. One is that you do them, and the other is you don't do them. So I really don't know. I'm going to talk to Petoskey and Onaway, see why they do them, why they don't do them. The concrete guy told us he would do them. The guy that put that did the repair, the white part of it. I was kind of worried at first about the slipperiness of it, but the new stuff was wet today. I did not slip on it at all. I mean, I tried to slide on it and I
Do
couldn't.
we have to seal the white as much as we do the red?
Well,
They really didn't give me an answer.
there's two different thoughts on it. Like I said, some people say yes, some people say no. It's not to control the coloring because the coloring is the white anyways.
Right.
But they say the guy that did the concrete repair said the concrete will last longer if we seal it. But it's going to be about 4 times as much material as the red. So I'm going to see if I can do some more figuring on that, get it, how much we need, and then go from there on it. We'll talk about it over the winter because we're not going to do it this fall, obviously. But like I said, it evened out the colors quite a bit. I did notice that we had a couple spots that are still a little bit paler, but we're not going to get that perfect. And Trudy, they did not repair that in front of BC Pizza
Not
yet.
yet?
No.
We contacted James.
I left James Lucas your phone number because I was out of town,
That's right, yep.
and obviously he hasn't gotten with you, so I will try to get a hold of him again.
And then give me a shout when you leave town and we'll just start hammering him with phone calls until he hates it.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, that's part of the thing is when they cut the stuff up,
Yeah.
I mean, I have a feeling they're gonna say, well, it was not our fault that it failed because the concrete was poured over top of it, but they said it was ready to pour, so we went and poured it.
Right.
So
Right, okay.
we'll see what they say. Any other questions on the ceiling or the concrete? Okay, the wall cover structure at Sturgeon, I am going to make a temporary cover for that
Just for the winter.
till I can get the drawings made for a regular house covering, like a ice shanty covering, or if everybody approves that. But we need something over it for the winter. So I'm just gonna build a simple lean-to type. Not gonna be anchored to the ground, just on stakes. And then I did check on that. I wondered about the water fountain thing. The water fountain is a freestanding. It does not have to be hooked onto a wall. It's stainless steel. So when we go to put that in the spring, we have to have a drywall for that. And then it's just stood right there on top of the drywall, so the water drains.
Oh, I see.
So I did check on that today. Any other questions on that stuff? Okay, DDA director, it's not director vacancy, member vacancy.
Right.
We haven't gotten any replies on that, so we'll start talking to different people.
Well, we had a couple of people who said they were interested,
Yeah,
right? They just haven't submitted their applications yet.
right.
Right.
So we'll just remind them that we need applications.
Okay.
When I go for a walk, I will stop.
Try to get a hold
Pat
of
and
it.
Gary's too.
One time Cody laughed and said that he would do it if Jay signed up. I said, well, I don't think we need two.
And then we've got Inland Trance
Alan Atkinson.
and
Well,
Alan X.
Parks there's an opening on Parks too, so if we have a pair and spare,
Okay. Tell them that we have an opening on Parks too.
yes.
Okay. The Sturgeon drinking fountain I already talked about, so we don't have to talk about that. Walking around
Bench.
the benches, the ones that we have, especially down the ones that are older, going down to the safe routes to school, the one going up to the school, the one going down by the trail. We're starting to get some rust build up on the edges of them, and I think before the rust gets worse, we should investigate having them redone. They're powder coated, and if everybody was willing, I'd stop over at the powder coating place in Petoskey where they did our poles and stuff. See how much they would charge to do that. I'll take a picture of them and tell them the dimensions, and then we can talk about it during the winter. But I
What's
think
the name of that company?
Petoskey powder coating it?
Something like that,
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I'll get a name and everything, bring it to the next meeting.
Okay, when you asked me to put benches on here, I thought you meant a different thing. So we
Okay.
had, there was a lady named Chris, and I can look at my phone, she texted me, I don't remember her last name. She was at the women's club fundraiser last month, and she bid and won a bench from, oh my gosh, the dock company.
And I think it was,
Oh, for goodness sake, what's the name of, oh, I can't.
The dock company down south?
yeah,
Yeah.
the Inland Lakes,
No.
product.
Michigan
Lake
Lake
Michigan
Products.
Lake Products.
Yeah.
And she purchased it so to give it to the DDA to place near the Sturgeon. Which there's a bench by the Sturgeon already.
No.
Yeah, I looked. There's a bench and a little
trash. Yeah, there is.
Oh, that's right, yeah, because there's a bike thing
a
too.
bike rack. There's a bike rack there and a bench. And she had purchased it, so it's like a dock bench. It's
Like a
made of like
vinyl.
docking,
Vinyl.
yeah, the vinyl material. And she had texted me and said, hey, I won this in the auction and I purchased it, I bid on it so that I could donate it to the Sturgeon. And she said, it's in the back of my Suburban and I need to get it out. Which I said, well, I can't make that decision. I can't make that decision. And it was like the day after the women's club fundraiser, which was October 4th.
It's been a month ago.
So it was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I told her that we would have to discuss it here. And then, like, I drove by the next day and saw that we already have a bench down there, and it's like, you know, the same bench that we have everywhere else in
Mhm.
town. It matches. So, but I did tell her that I'd bring it to the board for discussion. Because she purchased it, and she said that she owns a few of them already, so she doesn't need another one. She just thought it would be nice to put down by the Sturgeon. And I'll look
I mean,
quickly.
I would say that we need to get the women's club involved in that too, because there's, and the BLPA, because they are the ones that have kind of,
Right. And it doesn't match
it
our-
doesn't match our,
our benches that we bought for everything down to,
Mm.
my goodness, way too many texts. But so here we are, discussion bench. You
Yeah.
said that and I was like,
Oh,
good, because I
yeah.
needed to put that
Just-
on the agenda anyway.
yeah. Well, that's good, it's all under it anyways. I think
But
we-
we need to, okay, the name is,
those are nice benches, but they really don't match. We could do something maybe if we do, when we do the building, we could maybe incorporate it into that or something.
her name is Chris Benson, so I'll just read this really quickly to you. Hi, my name is Chris Benson and I'm a member of the Indian River Women's Club. Last night I bought a bench from Michigan Lake Products at our auction and would like to donate it to be used at the Sturgeon site. Is that something that would have to go through board approval? It's currently in the back of my Suburban and I sure would like to free up the space it's taking up. And I was like, oh, this was Sunday. I was like, I said, thank you, that's amazing, that's awesome, but it would have to be discussed by our DDA. And I asked her to come here tonight, but she said that she had a doctor's appointment downstate today. And she said she thinks it would look nice right by the information board at the Sturgeon. And they're great benches. This one is in the new weathered gray color. I already have 3 of my own, so I really don't need another, but figured it would get used somewhere. So, so at least it's not
Dawn?
white.
Yeah.
Possible kayak launch?
Well, I was gonna say, there's other places that we could use it.
Yeah, I think the kayak launch would actually be perfect down there, but we would have to have her approval. And
Oh.
she still has it because I said, well, I'll try to make some calls. And Sue was gonna make some calls and then I think Sue talked to somebody. So I think Chris Benson still has the bench. And it's just waiting for us to get back to her.
I mean,
And since we already have a bench at that location, I mean, would it be inappropriate to suggest, because there isn't one at the kayak launch, right?
Hmm?
There is not one at the kayak launch?
Not that I recall.
I think that would be a better location for it myself. It's kind of fits in with the
With
water.
the dock and the
with the-
kayak?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
I
Well,
don't
I
think that's tacky at all.
I did tell her that it had to be a board discussion, so I can
I just
contact
hate
her.
to switch over from our,
Invited guest.
yeah.
He was also at the Christmas movie, remember?
Oh.
So. We told him to come back for old time's sake.
If we could, I hate to change the theme of
Right.
the stuff that's down there, but I
Okay.
definitely think it should be discussed by the Women's Club and BLPA, because they've been doing most of that stuff down there, the landscaping and everything.
Right. So not suggest the kayak launch?
I'd suggest a kayak line, because I think that's a better place for it myself.
Okay, what do you guys all think?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what kayak launch.
You don't have.
It's Marina
Oh
Park.
gosh!
It's like, go there, across the
It's
street,
down
on the
there.
Little Sturgeon
Okay.
down in Marina Park.
behind the
Oh, I know,
chamber, like down
I
there.
know where the Marina Park is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
So
have
that
like
goes
those
right
little
next to it.
Sturgeon.
Yeah, they've got
That's
like
a
a
cool one.
There's nothing there.
I don't know
I go by on my
where
boat.
that duck is.
Yeah.
Like a whitish, right?
Is it?
Yeah, that would be a good spot,
Okay.
because there's nothing there.
I'll text her tomorrow.
There's a lot of people that fish there too, so
Yeah.
I bet you they'd use it.
Yep. I think it'd be a real good spot for it.
Okay, good idea, Pat. And then if she is not okay with that, then I guess the next step would be to discuss it with BLPA and
Yeah.
Women's Club. Okay.
What do we have for benches at the boat launch? Across from the boat launch or down, the launch here, and then there's that grassy area, like if you were to successfully launch your boat, away you go. There's a bit of grassy area as if you were pulling it. Anyway, I'm just wondering if there's a spot along.
On the river?
I think there's benches
Are
there.
there benches
I
there?
think so. If I remember right, there's some.
At the Red Barn area, there's benches.
And then if you're pulling into the boat launch and you're looking at the river and you
Yes.
go around, is there, I know. there's a
I
picnic
think there's
table
boat
there.
launches.
There's 2 or 3 people watch the lighted boat parade from
Yeah,
there.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I think if the kayak launch
I think
does
it's a
not
great
have
idea.
one, it's because like when I go kayaking, I'm usually changing shoes or,
Yeah.
you know,
You always stuff, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, with the board's approval, I'll go ahead and reach out to her tomorrow. Put it on my notes.
Any other discussions on the benches? Okay. Welcome signs. The welcome sign going into town down here, where's the other one at? Up here?
There's 3 of them.
There's, well, I forget.
There's 3 of them.
Yeah,
There's
that's what
one
I'm
by
trying
the
to think. I think there's one up
There's
there.
one up there.
Yeah, out
Yeah,
on
and I
68.
see that.
But those are getting pretty bad. Paint's kind of peeling on them and everything. And we did those 5-6 years ago. We had them repainted.
Gosh, it seems like-
One of my thoughts is to talk to Marty,
Angle?
Hill Mountain signs, where we did our other signs, and talk to him about maybe doing something with metal that's more permanent instead of, because those signs were not cheap, and maybe incorporating the signs off the top of the signs of sunset or sunrise, whatever that is, incorporating
We have
that
other
all
signs.
into that sign, so it kind of carries through all our other
Mhm.
informational signs.
I think there's 3 of them.
3 of them. I know that
There's
DDA paid for
Golf
one.
course.
I think the chamber
One
paid
by
for one
Across in the woods.
Right, we're over there by the,
by
by the
the trail.
expressway. Yeah, when you come off the expressway.
So
Oh, yeah.
I know that we paid for one, chamber paid for
one.
another, and I think BLPA paid for one.
Oh, it was
But
a long
I'm-
time ago.
Yeah, it's been a while since they were redone, 5-6 years anyways. And my memory's not good about time, it kind of flows all together. So if you would like, I would contact Marty and see what he had, some thoughts he had on that, and bring that to the next meeting.
Yeah, it's good to get information.
Okay, the DTE reps and
Yes, so Chris and I met with Chris Hackbarth, the point of contact with DTE that was introduced to us by Carlin Smith. I thought it was a real good meeting. He gave us a lot of
Tons of information.
Yeah, so I just, he's very approachable. He very much, DTE likes to be involved in community events. So whoever is working with the Christmas in Indian River, feel free to reach out to him. He said they look for things like that to be a part of, like to supply cocoa, for Santa, that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's
Um,
us.
He also, we talked a little bit about grants. He also gave us a lot of other organizations that we can look at for the Safe Routes to School, including the Safe Routes to School Association. There's an organization, Safe Routes to School through the state of Michigan, he said might be helpful through, in the design phase, maybe this feasibility can run through there. I did not vet any of these groups, I was just frantically trying to take notes. Again, he touted the MEDC and the Community Spaces Grant, which I heard Friday was nixed in the last budget go-round, so don't hold your breath there. But then he also suggested getting with local organizations. MDOT, which we can talk about MDOT here in a minute, but also Michigan Association of Bicycles, the Straits Area Community Foundation, the Snowmobile Association, Trails and Greenways Council, Top of Michigan. And then he talked about ITC transmission lines and Enbridge, which in a follow-up email he sent. I did not include the tree planting protocol. Sorry about that. But there are more points of contact, which I may try to get to come to a meeting so that we can all hear their presentations. Because Chris, I don't know about you, but I was almost drowning in information.
I have all the notes I took on my refrigerator,
Yeah, it
and I
was a
shared
lot.
them with like Meg, because they're always looking for grants too. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
Tons of stuff about like food bank things and,
Yes.
just
Oh, that's awesome.
even one of the examples he gave was like, if you want to have cookies with Santa,
Yes.
little things like that, like a women's club having cookies with Santa, but you can get grants for that. So they were anywhere from teeny weeny little grants up to really
Mega,
big ones.
yeah. And I shared the information with Ronan Tells too. We have so many vital, important organizations in our community that can benefit from these relationships. I see no point in not sharing it.
And now that all the funding is getting cut for everything, it's
Right. So anyways, I think the potential is there. We might have to do some turning over of rocks to find out what's available and when we can maybe, start writing for some of these grants and for help. But again, the feasibility study is first, so we can't get the cart too far before the horse.
I know we talked about the bridge over
Yeah.
75.
Yes.
Where are they at on the planning stages of that, or?
So I've had two people call and both very informative, very helpful. Jake Galitas and then Matt, who I did not get his last name, both from MDOT. They're targeting 2029 they have to complete redo. They're gonna tear that bridge out and redo the whole thing, exit 310. Yeah, so he said right now they're looking, and then I met after talking on the phone with Jake. He said 8-foot wide shoulders. Do you have any plans with the bike path? And I said, interesting that you should bring that up. Mentioned the safe routes. We had peripherally talked about how do we guide snowmobilers to not come downtown because M68, it's illegal for them to go. He goes, absolutely, they cannot come on M68. And I said, well, then we need somebody down there with a sign because they're not understanding that. I said, they can come down 27 or Wilson Road, but then they just bomb the hill and, everybody else be damned. And he said, absolutely not. You can't do that. So he was very interested in more signage out at the trailhead to help guide them down White Road to the path, and then they can come into town that way. If we had wider shoulders on the M68 bridge, that would give them a clear through fare out to the east side trails. He thought that was a great idea. Then also we could get perhaps more signage working with some of the local businesses, restaurants, coffee, food, sandwiches, pub, whatever, along the trail, rather than having them drive down the sidewalk. And again, I think, was it you and I and Gordon in the office one day talking about that? And they too are frustrated. Now, they're strictly enforcing as much as they can. I think last winter they stopped a group of 6 or 8 or 12 and ticketed them all. But it's this, I didn't know. Well, that only goes so far. So if we have heavy signage out at the trailhead, maybe we can say, hey, you need to get downtown, you go this way and south, and there's back ways into all these eateries, pubs, whatever you might need. The gas station might be an issue, but maybe there's a workaround there. The other thing is, after having this phone conversation with the 8-foot wide shoulders, I had a meeting with Matt Hall, and he confirmed that yes, that bridge is coming out. If I misunderstood him, I apologize. I also thought he said M6 or the Onaway Road Bridge over I-75 may also be coming out. I'll have to get confirmation again on that. My notes were not clear.
Maybe that construction.
They
on that
just
all
redid
summer,
that,
right?
yeah.
Well, they just redid the one over 310 last year too.
Yeah. And
Yeah, they
yeah.
do those just about every other year.
Yeah.
Seems like they
He
redo
seemed
them.
to think that the shoulders may be as wide as 12 foot, so that's better still. There's an awful lot of trails and recreational stuff available on the east side that flows into other townships. that might be a real boon to us, to have access for snowmobiles, bikes, hikers, you know, the side-by-sides that traditionally use the trails. I don't know, I just think it's, they were both pretty excited that we are trying to think ahead to help move people on their winter and fall, you know, on their toys in and around town without destroying the streetscapes that we've worked so hard to build. So they were all in agreement to meet with other groups, snowmobile groups, the trails councils, the chambers, any groups that might utilize and organize rides, Mud Brothers, the snowmobile clubs, just to get their support and ideas on where are your people coming from and where do you go from here? You know, I know sometimes they've staged over here at Lower Marina Park. Where do they go from here? I've seen them in a big long train heading that way. Do they take Club Road down? Do they go east? I don't know the
They,
answer to that.
this weekend, there was a lot of them up on Brody Road,
Mm.
unloading trailers across from my place there. I mean, I can see them over there. And then they came down over the expressway, which is illegal,
Mhm.
and go to Club Road.
Right.
It's funny because it's illegal to go over there with a side-by-side, but it is not illegal with a motorcycle. That's legal, it's an MCCT trail. And that's authorized. But the side-by-sides and four-wheelers are not. Now, we have not enforced that.
Right.
And I hope we don't, because it's
Right.
gonna be a real problem.
I think their encouragement was more to get their involvement. Where are the people coming from? Where are they going to? And then, you know, it's coming in 29.
Yeah.
Get ready.
It's not that far off.
No, and the other thing was and he gave me a couple of, if the closest one for us, is Mackinac City on I-75. You see the beautiful, signage that they have on the overpass there with the stone and Mackinac City, welcome to Mackinac City. He said, you have an opportunity to do something like that. And I said, oh, could we get that nice metal bridge like Don and Grayling? He goes, no, if never, if ever. Anyway, he said, you can have something like that put on. Now, he said, we can't help you pay for that. If you, your community and donors want to do something like that, have at it. But he said, I'm giving you a heads up that it's not too early to start thinking about that. So I'm just throwing that out there for us to kind of digest this winter. If I was better at Google Earth, I would have brought in some pictures, but I'm not. He mentioned Auburn Hills and Mackinac City.
Yeah, that one going into Mackinac City really stands out. The stonework they did.
Well,
on
and
that.
you mentioned the signage and creating some consistency there made me think, oh, well, we have the Sturgeon, we have those signs. Do you throw it out for a contest? You could have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah,
But just, he mentioned it, he said a lot of communities take advantage of this to kind of create a nice welcome for guests. Something to think about.
on the one thing that, while we were talking about that, I remember the sidewalks.
Yes.
Walking around, we have to do something with the people riding snowmobiles on
Yeah.
the sidewalks, because now that they've sealed that, the stud marks are really showing up where they drove down into the concrete. So I'd like to make a suggestion that we ask the township board to make a ordinance to not allow snowmobiles on the sidewalks in town.
Do we not already have one?
I
It
thought we
seems like
did,
it
but-
No
would be-
motorized traffic.
Huh?
You're talking about snow, I'm sorry.
No,
It's
that's
okay.
Just on the.
just on the sidewalks here.
Yeah, that's no motorized,
I know no
we
more
had
right,
zero tolerance,
zero tolerance.
and then, but
But we have to, I don't know if we have an ordinance that we have, if that's enforceable.
Yeah. I hate to leave you guys, got a dog and a kid waiting in the car.
It's
good to see you guys.
Andrew's in the car?
Yes, I think we do.
Thanks,
Leah.
Mike.
And I'll get with Gordon and
Okay,
he and I talked about it because there is some frustration on their part. They tried to stop them. Now, help me think, is it Paradise that came down hot and heavy?
Yep.
And they posted somebody, and again, I think Gordon and his department are willing to work really hard with us to drive that point home to our guests.
Yeah.
It's creating that awareness in them. You can bring them to a sign, you can't make them read it.
Right.
But boy, if you hit them in the pocketbook, maybe that makes.
Paradise did do that. It's been 20 years ago. They actually posted a police car. They put ribbons up on the side of the thing, said, this is where you can go, this is where you can't go, and they hit them hard. And it was about 3 weeks, and the word got around to all the snowmobilers. All the club picked it up and said, hey, these people are serious. They don't want us on their streets.
But they
We could, something I suggested a few years ago, make a pamphlet to hand out at the motels. Said, say the sidewalks are illegal to be on.
Yep.
Because
I would have to think that they're illegal in any community. I can't imagine people driving down the sidewalk
but they,
and thinking that that's,
I know it doesn't seem like it would be
It's a
it's a
safety
common
issue.
sense, it's a common sense
it's a
thing.
huge safety issue.
But-
If somebody
They're
comes walking
clear.
out of a store and a
Sidewalks are
snowmobile's
clear
going
at
by.
They come
11 in the
up-
morning. I
They
mean,
come up Waterway, and then they cruise through our parking lot all the way down, because you can take the parking lot all the way down to Christopher's.
Yeah.
So they're not on the sidewalk, they're in the parking lots, but
Right.
they're just
But
flying
again,
by.
you can do the same thing on the bike path.
Right,
It's a groomed snowmobile trail.
right.
Which is like 20 feet away.
Yeah, it's again, it's that, where are they coming from? Are they coming from hometown and Waterway and they just don't know? Do we give a stack of trails with this pamphlet attached saying we enforce no motorized vehicles on our sidewalks?
Yeah.
and Doug
You
doesn't
know.
clear like from the trail to the gas station right there. He does not clear that.
Right,
So they can drive to the gas station and get gas.
right.
Without-
Technically, no.
Oh, the safe path.
Well, we have
to
never
school.
enforced it because you want the snowmobilers to go along there. We talked, Trudy and I talked today about possibly getting a easement. If we start enforcing this on the sidewalks, trying to get an easement off of the right of way in front of the Straits area credit union. And maybe they'll allow us to put a trail there, put ribbons up. This is the snowmobile trail. This is the walking
Yeah,
trail.
and I think Doug also suggested, and I've forgotten where, he seemed to think that these new gates that we have down the
the
orange,
Mhm.
he said if we could get a few more of those, and I forgot to look for our DNR point of contact on that. But if we, and he had strategic places that he felt those
That's a
gates
good idea.
would help. So I'll make a note, to ask him,
You know, the bridge is taking a beating,
yes.
and that we can't afford to fix. You know, we definitely don't want to re-pour concrete because of it. So I think we just need to get a
Well,
concerted effort to.
Yeah, and coming down that hill by the school, they get off onto the Burt Lake State Park side and, and then all of a sudden they're in the parking lot at what used to be Wilson's and the bridge and they're,
Yep.
I'm almost there, they're gonna run the gauntlet and take their chances.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think we have to do something. And when I was explaining it to Jake and Matt, immediately when I said, we have M68, and they're like, oh no, they can't be on there. Oh no. They said absolutely not. And I explained about the safe pathways to the school and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, nope, can't be on there yet. No, we need to get more signs.
Yeah.
So they seemed very supportive. Now, how much money will come, who knows? But even if they could help with signage, in a big way at the parking down there, and Gordon said that the Sheboygan County Sheriff's Office used to have some sort of a pamphlet, and I said, did it seem to be helpful? And he said yes. So he was gonna look for an old one of those as a kind of a prototype. I mean, I think it's worth an effort.
And
And
it's
especially
getting
if
close to season. We got a couple months.
If our establishments, our lodging establishments would at least take the maps with the folder and put a sticker or some brightly colored "We enforce," there's,
The snowmobile group too,
Yes.
yes, we get the maps through them.
Yeah.
So.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's no, I get it, you're in a new place, you're excited, you don't really know, but,
And you wanna get gas.
Well, all it takes is one person to do it, and then you got the
Yeah.
track,
Right.
oh, they did it, so I'll do it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and I'm guilty of that,
Yeah.
everybody is.
well, and especially if you're in a herd.
And you don't know it.
And you're just, somebody's leading the path
Yeah.
and, you know, the 12th guy's like, I'm following them,
Yeah,
you know,
So that
so,
happens on the lake.
oh, yes,
Like I have somebody, we have a rickrack or whatever you call it, wall.
oh, yes.
And one snowmobile a couple of years ago, like went right up the wall. And I thought, oh, that's a disaster. And then it was a path. And the next year, like when everything melted, all of my rocks,
Yep,
all of them were in the lake. I mean, I had to pay to have somebody come and replace them all.
redo
yeah,
I mean, that wasn't a cheap thing. And I
No.
thought, I'm not doing this every year. So I kept the pontoon hoist like kind of blocking that area
yep,
so they couldn't get up.
Yeah.
But they'll look for any way to get up.
oh,
'Cause the
yes.
trail's right in front of my house.
Yes.
So they come
And-
out the lake and catch the trail and go.
And we have the same thing, they come up and it's
Yeah.
just a clear shot, they're weaving between lifts and,
And they like to see the like fresh snow.
yes, yes.
The little donuts in front of
Oh,
my
yeah.
house.
Do two donuts in there so you have something to look at.
Every time, and we have a huge culvert, and I keep thinking if somebody gets their ski stuck
Oh.
in that culvert doing 60 miles an hour, they're
Yeah.
gonna die.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
they're.
Yep.
And I have signs and
orange
reflectors
cell phones, yeah.
and everything, and
Like I said, you can bring them to the sign, you can't make them read it.
yeah, it's bad news.
Okay,
Fireworks.
POC information and notes from the previous meeting. I wasn't here, so I don't know what that is.
That was what we just did.
What we just
Oh,
talked
no,
about.
okay, everything, okay. Pat, you wanna tell us about the fireworks committee?
It was suggested at the last township meeting that we form a fireworks committee for this coming July 4th, which the fireworks would be on July 3rd, since it's the 250th celebration of the country. To make it a Friday night fireworks, the parade on Saturday, the actual 4th, maybe a competitive softball game like between the police department, fire department, Tuscarora, Mullet Lake, something like that, and then ending up maybe at North Matt's place for an evening entertainment thing, making it a more than just the fireworks.
Right,
And
right, yeah.
and it would be the different things we would try to figure out how to live stream it so that people could listen to the fireworks as well as see them without having to actually go down to the beach and then hazard the dark coming back, and also incorporate some of the students from the schools doing dramatic readings of like the Gettysburg Address, the Washington's first address, recreating those to beef it up a little bit more than just shooting off fireworks. But we're looking for a member from the DDA board, the Tuscarora Township board, the Parks Commission, and at least 2 members of the community to be on the committee.
I'm not here for 4th of July,
I'm not here.
which I apologize. That's our Minnesota.
You wouldn't have to be here for the holiday, you'd have to be here to help to plan the events that are going to take place. Because hopefully everything's decided a month or so before the July 4th.
I kind of feel like with Christmas and Indian River, we kind of still have to be there just to make sure everybody's in their places and things are happening. It's better, I'm just saying it's better to be here for the event, I would think. Based on my previous experiences.
Anybody?
You guys
Yes, Sheboygan.
Well, we're in Minnesota, so that close.
You could always go out into the community and pick a special envoy to represent the
Yeah.
DDA.
Well, let's do some
I
research.
think Carl would be good at
Yeah.
He could be the
No.
mascot. He could be the mascot.
I know Carl too well.
Eric, you can ask
it. Okay.
that.
Does he come in for adjustments?
Every now and
Just
then.
like be like, okay, so.
There you go. That's funny.
Okay, we'll see if we can get somebody to do that.
Yeah, you know, let's put it on
Maybe.
the agenda again for next
Yeah, for
week,
next month.
just so that we don't
month,
drop,
yeah.
or next month, so
Yep.
we don't drop it.
Maybe Matt would like to do it.
Or if
He
you
might.
get Jace or Alan,
Yeah.
maybe they would too.
Maybe one of them two.
Yeah.
Or we've also had people from the north end of town who this summer were making comments
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
Mhm.
perhaps invite one of them to be
I think that would be a great idea.
I did talk to Matt about this concept, and he's in favor of it. And he might be a good selection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would do a
He's
good job
with
on it.
planning,
Yes,
Yeah.
he's very good with that.
and he's all about community and creating, experiences for people to come to town.
Well, and I think there's been a meeting where he mentioned doing something more than, creating that.
So do we want to elect him?
I
He's picking up his kids right now, or else he'd be here.
I would hate to have that done to me. I mean, we could make,
Treasurer's twice was.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
Secretary. So
All right,
We have done that.
We can do that to
before.
Matt.
I don't think this is, this is an emergency.
I still need an envoy to help him, because,
Okay.
who knows?
Let's
like
put
the
his name
North
forth
idea,
at the next
Cause
meeting.
those are, yeah,
There's been a lot of commentary from the north.
yeah, I like that,
So-
yeah.
We'll at least offer the invitation.
No, I think that's, would you be
Yeah.
willing to do, like, on your walks, to talk to some of the
Yeah,
just businesses along?
if I can catch anybody there right now. The problem is, there's nobody there right now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll figure it.
Yeah,
Are
well,
you gonna be here this week? Are you gonna walk in
nope,
this
I'm
week?
gonna be walking every day.
Okay, walk in this way and we'll have more conversation. about
Yeah,
it.
okay. Sounds good.
That's a good idea.
I should walk with you is what I should do.
You're too busy.
Yeah, hence the need for a walk.
Good to get those endorphins going.
Yeah.
One other thing I want to start broaching the subject, like next month, is putting on the agenda about the Summer Music Festival series, instead of doing it.
Yep,
And,
we did talk about that. Yep.
I think it was.
And we were also going to ask, another thing too, but we were gonna ask, like, we were gonna request that business owners came to give their input into the summer music series for next year. So that would be really good. Although, the only problem with that is it's November 17th.
yeah. Well, we can start talking about it.
The
After
other,
the first of the year would be good. I mean, it's getting closer, but, cause then you're gonna end up by Christmas.
Well, that's the whole problem.
and you
If
know,
we-
December
All
would
we have to
be,
do is start talking about it
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
so it gets out there that
Well,
we are
I mean, you
talking
could get
about it.
some of the business owners on one meeting and some on the other meeting too.
Right.
It
Or at
doesn't mean
least
that they
to
ought to be on
send
the same
a-
one.
A comment.
Yeah.
Or their thoughts.
Yeah.
Keep the,
I think it's good
Because
when
I
we get
heard
letters, but I
of
think
this,
conversation, like having a good conversation face to
Yeah.
face is
It's a lot
more
better.
productive.
yes, oh, I agree.
The
I agree.
comments, it's easy to write a letter and not see somebody
Yes,
face
no,
to face.
I agree.
And
The
then
other
we
thing
did
that we-
say about making a committee for that. That was what was talked in the
Right.
last meeting.
Yeah.
Is actually forming a committee to talk about that, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Which, again, would be with the people from the other end of town.
Yes, if we want, if we want them involved,
We want
but I
everybody
don't have my
involved.
crystal balls in the shop, and I
Has
don't know
Carl
about y'all,
gotten any
but
farther?
I don't know what they want.
Yeah, the other thing that we needed to,
I don't
Dropped
think he did, yeah, I don't think he heard any more back from, he was gonna talk to Mike Bisma. But for Bonnie Black, right? Or was it Mark Hall?
No, that was from, Monster,
Yeah, Mark Hall.
Mark Hall.
No, I'm gonna say no.
I'll talk to him tomorrow, if he's in the office tomorrow. I know.
right, so there's another thing.
I'm
that
working
we-
8 to 5 now, I have, since I have retired, so,
Congratulations.
I'm the
welcome
new
to
quick
retirement.
person again. Lucky me.
Sorry.
And anybody knows of anybody that needs
Needs a
work,
job.
come see me.
Good luck.
Come see my son, he owns it now.
The other thing that we wanted to discuss this fall was the topic of the banners.
Yes.
Because last year, and I had told Travis in one of our conversations, you know, like in October or November, like, come in and we can talk about, you know, if we want to, like every fifth banner could be open for just something.
I talked to some of the members of the women's club and they said like every other one would be good to leave open.
But we need to have that, we need
We
to
need to
start
get-
having
let's
that
put that on
discussion
the
now.
agenda for next month too.
And then we can reach out to, because I know it was the June time people that we,
Yeah.
you know, like.
That's the only one that's asked for
Right.
banners to be put up.
Right, but we need to like talk about it and, you know, if we rent them or like timelines, like a week before your event or, I mean, we just need to, if we're going to do that, we need to decide like how many banners they can put up, like with the timeline, how long it can be up, like removal, you know, like all this stuff.
And,
So that we're ready to go next year, and we don't have any,
you know, put a deposit on
right?
when they wanna put them up. When you take them down, you get the deposit back. You don't take them down, you don't get the deposit.
Well, and may I suggest too, that if they're taking down someone else's banners, the banners being taken down are damaged, that's the responsibility of the
Person taking it down.
Whoever's,
the event.
that's why I said to leave the women's club banners up on every other pole.
Mhm.
And then the other poles are available for,
For every.
something else.
Yeah, even
we
if it's
can-
third or something, yeah.
Okay.
So we'll get something,
Because
that'd be a
there
good
has
job
been-
for you in your spare time.
Yeah, there has been damage.
Now that you're newly married, you have lots of time.
Oh, I have tons of time now. I do, yep.
Start putting a draft together. I'll try to get some ideas too.
Okay. Yeah, but if we can put those two, and again, it's November 17th, so I don't know if we want to talk about that.
November 17th is fine. I'm gonna be here.
It gets dark at 6:30. You can't
We
put
do
it
it
at
at
6.
6.
You're out of the
Well, I
way.
was just thinking
You
people
have-
go to hunt camp, so they're not.
But there's a lot of
necessarily
people
close
that
by.
go to camps and stuff, but we've always had a meeting in November.
Yep,
It's never been a problem. We may not have any crowd, but we never have any crowd anyway.
We'll watch it on the video. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
But we were talking about asking people to come to discuss the summer
Oh,
music
yeah.
series, the banners, and the fireworks.
And we need to start, but if we start bringing it up, then we'll talk about what we have planned and then
Okay.
maybe in December,
Then we can, yeah.
we can start.
Nope, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I'm cool with that.
Okay. Public comment, Pat? Board comment?
Nothing.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Amen.
Perfect. Good
Lions
job.
are up, 7-0.
7-0?
It's already the second quarter, 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 10
Okay, so I'll be home by
I know.